What's up, YouTubers? I want to make a quick video about how I sync multiple cameras and audio sources within seconds. The primary jobs that I do are wedding videography, and I generally shoot solo utilizing 2 cameras and about 3 different sources of audio. And before, I would manually sync it all up, and that all changed when I found a program called Pluralize. Pluralize, it's through Red Giant. It's a $300 program, but if you have a .edu email, you can actually get it half off for $150. But I would literally pay $500 because this program literally turned a two-hour ordeal into literally 10 seconds. And you can use it with Premiere Pro, you can use it with Final Cut Pro, but what I'll be demonstrating on is the software that I utilize is Final Cut Pro. So with that said, let's get into it. So what I first do is go to Final Cut Pro. I make a new library. Then I'll go into, I'll open Pluralize. And then basically it's real simple, you just add media. So then I'm going to go to the wedding that I have. I color code everything. Kind of red is like stuff I know that's going to make it to the highlight. Yellow stuff that I'm going to sync. It's just something I do beforehand, make everything easy. So I have it arranged by tags. So I select all the yellows, drag it in, and that's my first camera. I film solo, and I have 2 cameras and multiple audio sources. So there's my first cam. And here's my second cam. Select all the yellow, drag that in, and then here's my I have my task cam audio recorder that I use. The main thing I do is speeches and the main parts of the ceremony. There was a little prayer in there, so that's just something else that I had. So I drag that. And then I do a lav for the pastor and the groom. So one thing, I actually labeled this on accident, and this is something to consider. The first clip of camera 1 is what's going to export to when you export it to Final Cut Pro. So it's 60 frames a second. And I don't want it like that. And what you can do is actually click this little media box and see what that clip is. And it's something that I probably just selected yellow on accident. So now it's the same deal. I'm going to remove it. So now our first clip is 23 frames per second, and this is what I want. And then now we're just going to hit synchronize. And then now that it's all complete, all you do is click export to timeline. I use Final Cut Pro. You do have Premiere option as well. I don't check any of these boxes. These are mainly for, you can click like a multi-cam clip, other stuff, but for me I just leave all that unchecked, hit export, and then you get this Final Cut Pro XML file. You double click, and then you basically choose a library. That's why we created this library up here. So I choose the 25th. And now it exports it, and that's a big thing to look at. So it exports it up here. You click, because I've made that mistake where I pretty much edited a full ceremony and speeches and just didn't notice that it was in 60 frames a second. And then later down after I exported it, it was choppy. So just make sure you have your right frame rate that you want to export in. And you double click, and then now you're automatically synced, and you have your multiple sources. I had a recorder right here, I had a groom, and you can go through and pick the ones that you want. So I hope you like this video. Hopefully it saves you some time. I do 30-40 weddings a year, so that's countless hours, and hopefully it does the same for the projects that you guys are doing. But if there's anything I should have done differently, comment below. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.